Hey, everybody. I got the chance to talk to Mr. Jeff Bacca again, and this is weeks after the 1901 rally. And we wanted to catch up with him just to see what he's learned from the rally now that everybody has been able to go home, put their experiences online, on social media, and on forums, and really what he soaked in from the experience and also what he's got planned for the future. So this is one of our first podcast style videos that we've done. So here it is. Hope you enjoy it.
Good morning, everybody. So, this is the first podcast format that we're doing, and we're doing it with Mr. Jeff Bacca from the 1901 rally. As you guys know, Ride Culture recently um, came through and went to the first 1901 rally, and I had a great time. And now it's time for the follow up. Since it was the first one, we're going to see what Jeff learned from running the first 1901 rally.
For
So,
sure.
Jeff, just introduce yourself and talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So, hi everybody. I'm Jeff, and live in Kansas City, and hosted a big event in Texas at the in the Hill Country with some amazing people to help organize and execute that down there. Been riding motorcycles for about 6, 7 years. Currently have four motorcycles in the garage, two for my wife and two for me. We've got Pursuit and a Roadmaster and a couple of Triumph Tigers. We love to ride and have probably put about 100,000 miles on our motorcycles in the last 5 years riding across the country, and absolutely love it.
Dude, that's your wife needs to talk to my wife because I've been trying to get my wife on a bike for like the past forever.
That
Hasn't
that can happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to. She says she's gonna take the safety course this year.
Yep.
We'll see.
So we when I started riding motorcycles, my son actually got me into it, and it's a fun, interesting story as far as that goes. And I just got addicted, and my wife comes to me and she goes, "Well, apparently, if I'm ever going to spend any time with you, I'm going to have to learn how to ride a motorcycle." And we were on vacation in Pensacola, and I'm like, "Hey, you know what? Let's rent scooters." And so we rented the scooters for the day, and we rode all up and
Mhm.
down the beach all day, 8 hours riding up and down the beach. It was amazing. And we got back to the hotel. We sat on the beach, and she goes, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." And I immediately got on Facebook Marketplace, found a motorcycle. When we landed back in Kansas City, we went and looked at it before we even went home, and had it back to the house that following week.
Dude, that's awesome. I need to take some lessons for you at some point in my life because I would love to have my wife on a bike next to me instead of being a backpack.
Yep. My wife
Yeah.
my wife said the same thing. She goes, "There's no way I'm riding on the back. That sounds crazy. She wanted to be in control of her
Mhm.
destiny." And I'm like, "Okay."
That's great. That's great. Yeah, definitely taking lessons from you on that one. So the 1901 event, I went. I shot several videos. Went to a bunch of little events that were within that time frame in Kerrville, Texas, in that area as well. And I thought it was amazing, and you did a great job with that. So, but you talked to some of the participants since the event, and I've also been following the Facebook group as well, and I've seen nothing but positive. What have you heard, and what have you learned through this
So,
process?
yeah, I mean, the response has been overwhelming. You never know when you do something like this how it's going to play out, and you put the best out that you can, and the feedback has been really, really, really great. Letting people come and create their own adventure was something that we really, really pushed, and I had no idea if people would respond to that part of it, and they really did. Uh, Come down and meet people that they didn't know and create their own group and go ride and go hit some of the points of interest that we had out there. and just explore the area in the way that they wanted to. And everybody's like, there's more to do. We want to come back and do this again. And they were, it's been all positive. I mean, a few negatives, but it's all, I mean, overwhelmingly positive is what I
Mhm.
found. I was really surprised.
Yeah, on somebody's always going to have an opinion that's negative, and you're never going to get a 100%. But
Yeah.
from what I saw, overwhelmingly positive.
Surprisingly, right? Like, I mean, like, it was, I think everybody had a really, really good time and relaxed and got to come together. And
Mhm.
that was the important thing. That 1901 Rally is a company that wants to spread that feeling of coming together. And that's the point that I wanted to put out there. And everything I did was with that in mind. And I think that it happened, that it was created, that it was, I had no idea it could happen, and it did, and it was amazing.
Yeah. When I was there, my big thing was that I felt that, like you said, I was in control of my own destiny. I wasn't tied to one thing or a group of events. I could literally pick my own adventure, which was pretty awesome for me because I work all the time. And my life is based on on schedules, Microsoft Teams invites, and everything on a calendar. But when I came to 1901 event, it was like, wait a minute, I can do my things.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned something to me a little earlier on while we were setting up. After having my own adventures, there was a sense of camaraderie as we stepped into the evening, and there was food and sitting around the pool, and just
Right.
BSing about the day. That felt awesome because other people had adventures, and then maybe that's something I want to try, or maybe
Right.
is that going on the next day. There was a lot of conversations, and especially about how did your bike perform. On my side, like on the ride culture side, like selfishly, it was, how did your bike perform? Is there anything you want to see on your bike? Is there anything that's not comfortable? Do you want to see something different on your bike? It was good time for me to interface with our customers, and
Yes.
again, I thank you for inviting me out there because we like to take feedback from people that actually ride.
Yep. No, that's something that we wanted to make sure happened by design. I mean, 1901 Rally is about the community, is about the camaraderie, the fellowship, the fun. That part of it is something that we want to express. The Twisted Sisters are down there. You can go ride them anytime. You can go anytime and ride them all the time. But creating an event that lets you or encourages you to go ride those, but then has the follow up to the whole thing is really what we're about. And we want to make sure that we can provide that or do that wherever we go. And hopefully we can build this in a way that allows companies like yourself to come and relax and enjoy yourself with your customers and people and get to know them at a way where there's a relationship established that transcends everything else. And I think, adding to the community part of it all is huge.
Yeah, it was very different for me. It was a really good experience. And we here at Ride Culture, like me, I had a preconceived notion of what the 1901 rally was. I thought it was just going to be an event, kind of like a Daytona or a Sturgis or whatnot. Those are experiences, um, and you may or may not see the people that you interact with again at that bar or uh, at that venue that you're at. But the 1901 event really brought that camaraderie and solidified. that relationship, like you said, when you can come back to the house and chat with
Yeah.
the same people that ride the Indian motorcycles.
Yeah. You said something there that kind of, when I was at one of the times when I was talking to everybody and thanking everybody for coming and all that, it kind of dawned on me that you go to these events all over the country and you meet people all over the country, and then you end up back again somewhere and you're like, I remember you, I see that face, it looks familiar, right?
Mhm.
And I wanted this brand kind of represents a little bit of that, so that no matter where you're at in the country, if you see someone wearing a 1901 rally shirt or a hat or something like that, what you know is that they love the community part. They bought into that idea, the camaraderie, the fellowship. They are seeking their own adventure in a way that they're out doing something and riding a motorcycle or whatever, but they love that part of it so much that they want to show you that they get the aspect of what 1901 Rally is about. And then you can go up to them and ask them about it, or where did they find it. I mean, you've instantly found a friend. You may not ever know them, but you've instantly found someone that gets it in a way that you get it. And that's what we are about. We want to connect everybody in the world that way. I know, crazy big goofy concept, right? I want to do world peace, right? Well, maybe this is a start to that, right? But
Yeah.
that, if that can happen, I think something really, really amazing can come.
Yeah, and I think being like a military member and veteran like myself, for example, it's like seeing somebody with a 1901 shirt. Being that it was just the first one, there's not very many of these shirts around yet.
No.
And I was actually in Menards, just south of the Twin Cities here, about 40 minutes south of the Twin Cities, in Faribault, and then I saw somebody with a 1901 shirt. I was like, hey, that's cool.
That's cool.
Like, looks like we were at the same place at some time. It's pretty much the same as like when I see somebody with a 101st patch, because I was there at one point,
Right.
or a engineer patch of some sort, and then we have that bond that we can just talk about real quick, and then
right.
I like it. It was pretty dang cool. And
you're connected. You're connected.
Yeah, and again, I was that misconception that the 1901 is just a rally. It's not.
It's actually an event. The rally part of it, this is the weird thing. The rally part of it is more of a rally together or a rally around an idea. Okay, we want to rally around this concept of camaraderie, this concept of community, the concept of coming together and sharing our stories, sharing our experiences, sharing our adventure. And that's rallied around to come to that, right? I mean, it's clearly Indian motorcycle, 1901 and the whole 9 yards, right? But I think that it can be more. I think that it can be,
Yep. And I think you're doing that, because from what I hear from a little bird of mine, that you are going to be working with Riding Fish on something for. We were just talking about the military, so Folds of Honor.
Folds of Honor, yeah. I think we want to do something really fun there. And Indian Motorcycle's doing a great thing with Folds of Honor. We want to raise a bunch of money for it. And then I was talking with Riding Fish, and I reached out to Nick and Amanda and Nick and Maddie, and asked them, how can 1901 Rally as a company get involved? And there's not really a way for that, but individuals can get involved. And so I'm talking to Riding Fish, one of the Indian motorcycle ambassadors, and we just kind of put this idea together where let's raise a bunch of money for Folds of Honor. They're giving away a motorcycle. Let's grab that motorcycle. Let's win that motorcycle if we can. And if we can, let's approach the sponsors of the 1901 Rally event in Texas and anyone else that wants to get involved and say, you know what, let's put your stamp on it. And if you don't have a product that fits on it, let's donate money to it and be part of this activity. We take the motorcycle, take it up to the next level, and take it out to the Mecum auction out in Las Vegas and auction this thing off and raise a whole bunch more money for the
Yeah,
Folds of Honor.
it's
So
a great concept, and we're going to be a part of that because you know,
heck
fish
yeah.
basically lives in our shop these days. Uh, and Folds of Honor, I believe, is a Minnesota company.
Yes.
Polaris, who owns Indian Motorcycle, is up here in the Twin Cities as well. So you couldn't have picked a better group to,
Yeah, I think I talked to Fred, and I said, "Do you need to go to their headquarters and give them the 411? We're gonna try to have some fun with this thing and really go crazy. And I mean, it's a custom motorcycle that's getting painted, and then if we can add a few touches to it with
Mhm.
and have some branding done with some of the sponsors and that we worked with, and we definitely want to reach out and have as many people get involved and raise the money. The first hurdle is to win the motorcycle, right? And if we
Right.
raise a bunch of money doing that, that's amazing. If we don't win and we raise a bunch of money, that's amazing also. But the conversations have already started. I got a meeting next week with the Mecum auction to find out what's going on, and what we need to do to get that part laid down. Of course, it all hinges on winning the motorcycle to make that happen. But you dream big and make things happen.
Yeah, that's great. We're happy to be a part of that as well, and that was a great plan. I remember um, getting the phone call from you, and then immediately getting a phone call from Riding Fish. I was like, you
Yeah,
know what? Yeah, we're in.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we're in. We're gonna go do something with this.
It's going to be fun, right? It's going to be fun, and that's what it's about. Is have a lot of fun, raise money for a great cause, do the give back thing because we're at a spot where we're enjoying our lives as much as possible. So anytime you have an opportunity to give back, that's great, and we should, and we're in a position where we can do those things, and that's I love doing that.
Excellent. Well, we talked about a lot of things today. And you've given us some great messages, great insights on the 1901 rally and what you've learned so far. So, anything you want to put out that's close to your heart right now about the rally, about the Indian motorcycles, or anything that you're affiliated with or pushing messages you're pushing out right now?
I mean, we're working on, we were already in process of working on next year for Texas. We want to do it again. Some of the things for feedback we got there was that, the venue was a little small. We had too many people trying to make it happen. And, it was like going to the buffet. I want all of the things on the buffet and you just can't do it. And that's kind of
Mhm.
where it was for me with this first year. And I'm like, we need to do it better. And so we found a spot. It's going to be a little bit bigger. We're going to limit it to 500 people. Who knows if we can
Mhm.
sell out that? That's, but no more than that because that's what we can accommodate. And the space is much larger. The parking lot's much larger. And I think it offers us some opportunities and amenities for that. In addition to that, we're going to come up and see you next week at the 18th, for your thing.
Mhm.
I'll bring a box of stickers and some stuff, pass them out,
Excellent.
try to spread the love, right? And then we're working to try to do something in October, in Chattanooga, talking with them about trying to get involved with them some way with that event as well. And then we'll see what happens with this with the Folds of Honor thing. I think that's a big push to try to go crazy all summer with. But for me, if you like this idea, we have a website. It has T-shirts and hats and stuff on it, right? I mean, it's up there for you guys to go buy this stuff to show the world that you're on board, that you get what we're trying to do. And it's a slow grow, it's a slow burn. It's going to take time. You're going to have to, put in the legwork to make it happen. And it takes all of you to help spread that word as well. Get it out there and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what this company's about, and this is what we want to spread and jump on board and help us out. Help yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the community that's around the Indian motorcycles and the people that are involved in it, like the support is amazing. Like you and me didn't know each other last year. I was like a
We did.
nobody like 2 years ago, or like even in what before Sturgis of
Yeah.
last year. I was like who's ride culture, like what's going on and whatnot. And now like
Yeah.
less than a year later, it's you and me talking. It's getting together with Lloyd and the riding fishes and a bunch of the other influencers, and and bringing other people up as well, and letting people know about all these other companies that are out there.
Yeah. I love what you guys did in Daytona, where companies like yourself,
Hmm.
Davidson Audio and Brave Wolf and 210 Speed. I mean, they're amazing people, and they're all doing the right thing for the right reasons. And gathering together, I was like, when I saw that you guys did that, I reached out and I was like, you are exactly the type of people that I want to associate with, because you guys are doing exactly what I want to do as a company, in the motorcycle community, like you guys are doing, and I want to be part of that as well. And it's the right thing.
Right. And then like for example, like TNA too,
Yeah,
they make the carbon fiber stuff. I've always wanted to get into carbon fiber, and the cool thing is like we're able to share technologies and share ideas and bounce things off of each other, and we try not to step on each other's toes and kind of push the manufacturing, or push the ideas in that direction. So as a community, we grow and we build those products for the people that'll buy them.
yep. And that's what's great, working together to, they say what's the rising tide lifts all ships, right? I mean, and
Right.
I think it's a silly thing to say, but that is exactly what is going on. And, your company and what you guys did down there is a huge part of that. I love seeing that you guys are cross, you're selling his stuff and there's, you know what I mean? You guys are cross
Mm.
promoting each other to all win in the end. And it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great for everybody.
Yeah, we can't like ride culture can't take all the credit for that. It was actually started by Lloyd and Amanda Bramble, and it was carried through by TNA, and we just showed up with a tent and put everybody in it. And it
There you
was our
go.
first event, so we had a lot of learnings in that part as well. Like I was like, oh damn, we don't have display things, we didn't have the table things. Like, I mean, it was the most fun shit show that I had that I was a part of, because it was just fun to be around the
Yeah.
people, and get to talk to in
Yeah.
the crowd as well. And it was the first time I had a feeling of that, hey, we're our brand and our label is getting somewhere. And with your brand too, I am seeing that it's moving forward and getting involved in many things in the community, and it's awesome to see, and I'm happy to be a part of it as well.
Yeah. Well, when next time you talk to Amanda, have her give me a call.
Yeah.
I've left
Yeah.
her a message, and we're trying to. We keep missing each other, so
Yep.
she's
I
next on my
will.
list.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we talked about a lot, and I don't want to bore people's faces off or ears off when they're either watching this on YouTube or Facebook or whatnot. So yeah, and it's a Saturday. It's
Yes.
sunny, almost 70 degrees here in Minnesota.
Yes.
So it's time to put our boots on and go ride.
That's where I'm headed next. I'm headed. We've got demo days at our local dealership. I'm going to meet a bunch of people there. We're going to go for a
Mhm.
ride and enjoy this weather. It's amazing here. Same. 70 degrees is beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Jeff, as usual, pleasure talking to you, and we're gonna see you really soon.
Yeah, I'll see you in a week.
Yep, I'll see you in a week, man.
Sounds great. Thanks, brother.
All right, thank you.
Well, that was the interview with Jeff, and I hope you guys liked that video. Please comment and let us know whether you want to see something like this again, whether this was good information or things we can improve on or change for the future. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.